in terms of this horrific shooting and what it has done to this town of Sutherland Springs, Texas, is absolutely unfathomable. You have 8 people who were all across 3 generations of one family who were killed inside that First Baptist Church. They are Brian, his wife Carla, their son Danny, Noah, Danny's 17-month-old daughter, Crystal, the pregnant wife of another one of Brian and Carla's sons, and 3 of Crystal's 5 children, Emily, Megan, and Greg. Joining me now is David Givler. He is a family friend of the Holcombes, and he started a GoFundMe page to raise some money for the family to help them deal with the funerals and with the future. David, I cannot imagine. You look at that picture of that absolutely beautiful family and the remaining members of that family who have to deal with this unfathomable loss. Tell us about these people.
Well, I want you to know that John is a stand-up, solid guy. And I worked with him in the late 90s. I'm an engineer, and John is an IT guy. And he gave us tremendous support at the firms that we worked at together here in San Antonio. And after we went in different directions, we kept in touch. John is a man of faith. He is motivated in everything that he does by what he believes. He seeks to love God and love people with every single thing that he does. And John found a wonderful woman to marry, Crystal. Crystal was a widow with 5 children. And John married Crystal and took her children as if they were his own, and he has always loved them and cherished them as though they were his blood. And now John and Crystal were expecting their first child together, and this tragedy has just brought a bitter, bitter end to that. So John is one of those guys that you don't meet very many of, that kind of person. They're solid. You rely on them. And we need people like John and his family in this country. They are the salt that preserves us.
So there's a GoFundMe page. I mean, I know people are listening to you and they just want to help. Well, how do they do that?
Well, we set up a GoFundMe page. It's at GoFundMe.com, and it's got an extension that's something like John Holcombe Family Funeral Expenses. John has 8 or 9 people to bury in his family all at once. And not only is he staggering under the emotional reality of what's happened, but now he's got to come up with funeral expenses. So we are trying to raise $72,000 to help John with those
David, you're a good
tragic
friend in
expenses.
A time of need, and we will all keep this family in our thoughts and prayers. It almost sounds cliche to say that after all of these shootings that we watch, but it is something that everyone can do. And we do that, and we also will help financially as well, and we hope other people will do that. David, thank you very much for the tribute to your friend and his family tonight, and we thank you for being here.
Thank you. It was a real privilege to be with you.
You bet. Thank you, sir.